Hey guys, voiceover for tonight's workout. I'll just quickly describe the workout and then I was going to talk about diet. It's Reverend Terminator, the B-Man, and who else? I think maybe Jive Cat has been slightly interested in my diet or my ideas on it. So the workout, I did 100 5 pumps, time of under 30 minutes for 100 5 pumps, which I was happy with. Unfortunately, I had to break the flow I was in because the phone decided to stop recording, and I decided to restart it recording rather than stop the recording there. And yeah, basically the rear camera is now broken, so I had to balance it with the selfie camera recording, and whatever was pushing on the screen stopped the recording. So I was going to talk about diet. So I'm basically a vegan who eats eggs as well. So vegetarian, I guess, but I don't eat any other animal product other than eggs, chicken eggs. And I have about 4 eggs every morning for breakfast, most days, and I have done for the last year. Before that, I was a vegan for 4 years, but I felt something was lacking. I could feel some deficiency, and eggs seem to solve that one. And I think often that humans are animals and we're apes, and in the ape diet there is a small amount of animal protein. So I do believe humans need a small amount of animal protein. I wanted to not believe that and be a vegan, but ultimately I don't think veganism is sustainable in an optimal environment. Like when you're training, when you want to train fairly hard, and your physicality is important. I think some animal protein should be in there, really. Unfortunately, I'd like to believe in veganism. Anyway, so about 5 years ago, I started looking into diet. Before that, I was what was I doing? I was kind of eating when I felt like it, I guess, and um, fairly healthy, I suppose. I wouldn't like to say I'm much more healthy now, but I seem to be able to do more physical workouts more regularly than I could previously to my dietary changes, I'd say. And so what did I do? So about 5 years ago, I adopted the zone diet, which was 40% carbs, 30% protein, 30% fats. And I also adopted some ideas from Dr. Gabrielle Lyon, who's an American doctor who specializes in longevity and sort of healing through diet, and especially proteins. And she's also into fitness and exercise, so it's quite applied protocols applicable to people who are active. And so based on those ideas and other ideas, I don't actually measure things anymore, but I did then 5 years ago. I measured and weighed and recorded for about 6 months, which I think gave me a good insight into portion sizing and energy balance. And back then, I was in a bit of a deficit. I became a bit, maybe a bit underweight and a lot more vascular than I am now. But probably was meant to work out. So my current belief is eat more and do more, rather than eat less and do less. I really enjoy being physical every day, and I like a diet that supports that. So 5 years ago, I measured things for about 6 months, and I also stopped snacking. And because of the zone diet, I had to really cut down on sugars. because if you start weighing your macros and recording that, you'll soon realize what I did. Carbs can shoot up. The values can just skyrocket, and it's really hard to get to 30% protein in a normal diet, especially as a vegan. It's really hard. So ultimately, I think the only way of doing it is, or the way I found was to supplement with powder. And what I currently use is organic ground hemp powder, which is 50% protein and quite a lot of fiber. And I use cocoa powder and some vanilla flavoring to make it palatable. But otherwise, it is kind of like pond gloop. And I sort of, I got used to it really, and I have it with most meals. So I'll give a day example. Okay, so I'll have like 4 fried eggs with 4 potato waffles, half a beetroot. I'll have porridge made with oats, almond butter, sunflower seeds, and a spoon of sweetener like erythritol or xylitol, or some stevia for flavor, and some like Marmite yeast spread. And that comes to about 40 grams of protein. And I'm not strict on the carbs and the fats anymore. I eat for protein, so the other stuff handles itself. So that'll be like breakfast, and then lunch will be quite small usually, like protein shake made with the hemp, cocoa, and vanilla, and maybe an avocado or a banana. Um, then dinner might be something like pilau rice with a mushroom lentil curry, or courgettes, peas, that kind of thing. Maybe hummus, and maybe some like tortilla chips or something. And I'll probably have a hemp and cocoa um, protein, like a quite small one, but a protein bowl after that, just to boost the protein content there. And I used to call them like a protein modifier, because it modifies your macro profile to boost the protein quota. And maybe a turmeric latte, something like that. Or it's like an average day, uh, which, like, if I look at it, it might be sort of 2,500 to 3,000 calories, I'd guess. Yeah, each breakfast I'll shoot for 40 grams plus protein, and each other meal 30 grams plus. If I'm not going to get to at least 20 grams of protein, I'll probably just skip the meal entirely, and I'll have up to 4 meals per day, and I'll leave at least 4 hours between meal. No snacks. I haven't snacked for years, apart from maybe if I'm traveling or something, and I need a bit of energy. Maybe I'll eat like a snack like before the 4 hours is up, and it's classed as a meal. So like apart from that, so the main thing I shoot for is protein, but I also want fats. So I have like a spoon of um, oil as well, hemp oil. It's I think it's hemp, pumpkin, evening primrose, various oils all in one. So I have a spoon of that for the omega oils, and I have magnesium, zinc, B6, I think, and a few other things, creatine, some calcium powder, some vitamin C powder. Sorry, it's a bit vague. I didn't write all this down. So yeah, that's what I do, and it seems to work because I've got enough energy to do these kind of workouts most days. Um, yeah, just ask any questions or make any comments, any suggestions. I'm happy to hear them. And I think it depends like how much time you've got as well for meal prep and your situation. I think if you can get things as healthy as possible, but as convenient as possible, that's best. I don't like to spend a lot of time cooking, but I end up doing quite a lot, really, I suppose. Um, yeah, trying to think of anything else to say. Yeah, so to summarize, my diet rules that I impose on myself is no snacks, spread meals, space meals 4 to 6 hours apart. Yeah, by the way, I do find if I leave it, say, 6 to 7, 8 hours before my next meal, not including sleep, I do get really hungry. So basically, if I have breakfast at like 7 o'clock and then I don't eat again till 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I'll be probably quite suffering with that. Not suffering, but I might have a lack of focus and be lethargic. So I guess I've got used to those regular feeds. I'm rambling. No snacks. Spaced meals 4 to 6 hours apart. Maximum 4 meals per day. Each meal at least 30 grams of protein. Breakfast 40 grams plus protein. Um, keep sugar low, ideally less than 10 grams a day. Um, I did give up added sugar entirely for years, and I only really have it with granola. Mix your proteins for some amino acid balancing, and don't avoid healthy fats. Those are my basic rules. There's probably one or two more that I follow, and I just haven't occurred to me to speak about because they're so obvious to me. I hope this has been interesting, and thanks for listening. Hey guys, again, this is a second voiceover because I realised I probably didn't explain my diet rules or why I follow them very well. So um, I'm going to assume that everybody's going to listen to this is quite up on diet and fitness because that's our interest, isn't it? But I'll just briefly describe why I follow these rules. So I don't snack. That ties in with the low sugar part of things as well, in that I don't want to um, overstimulate my body and produce insulin, and the higher protein and meal spacing, and is about reaching a protein threshold to stimulate muscle protein synthesis. Um, so that's why each meal is on the larger side, especially with the protein content. So I don't want like say 100 grams of protein a day, but eat 1 gram of protein every 5 minutes. I want that in a batch because the science supports that being the beneficial way of eating protein in one meal. And just the final one really is the amino acid balance. So obviously proteins are formed from amino acids, and we need a variety. That's just that one really. So um, I think most people get a balance of amino acids, and there's no particular need to worry about that one as long as we eat slightly varied diet. Okay, thanks guys.